Welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial I'll explain and show you how to use Silverstack to manage your camera raw files and export from Silverstack with automatic upload to Irrigates, including metadata, and downloading the DNxHD36 files on another workstation, and use the same DNx files for the dailies to send out to the production. So first I have the Irrigates account here. We have a production called Hold the Line. So I have a folder here. I have my Silverstack. I'm not an expert in Silverstack, but it's really a great tool to manage your camera raw files. I have imported some camera raw here, and I've then manually added the metadata, shot, scene, and take. You can do that manually, but that's another tutorial for Silverstack to show you that. I have over here on the green desktop, it's a cloud computer from a company called Ecliptech, where you can boot up workstations in the cloud anywhere in the world, and they can be extremely powerful. And to connect the workflow, we have the Irrigates desktop app, where you can link a local folder on any computer with a cloud folder in the Irrigates library. So that's the first thing we have to do. So I go into Irrigates here and select the Hold the Line folder here. We would like to link it with two-factor authentication for extra security. So I select the folder and select the icon down here. That will create a lock on the folder, meaning that any access to this folder now requires a two-factor authentication. So I'm gonna go to the sharing menu here and use our address book to search for Roy, who is the DIT. So I'll drag him in here. So I'm gonna email him a link he's gonna use in his desktop app. And we have the cell phone number here, we can see. And I'll give him the option here to make direct upload, because he's the only thing he needs. And I'll set the expiry date to never. And he'll just press send. And now we're simulating that I'm getting the email from Roy. I have it here, so I'm just gonna copy the link. And I'm going to my local computer here in the bottom and open up the desktop app, and I'm gonna paste this link into the desktop app, and now I have made a link between Hold the Line folder up here and my local computer. So now I just need to select which folder I should use to upload. So I'll change the folder here in the settings, and I go to my folder where it is, and I said Hold the Line, day 1, day 2 I've created. So I just select the top folder, because the desktop app will upload any files and folders underneath the root folder here. So now it's linked, just press save. Then I'll do the same for Rick, who is the editor in London. So I'll go to over here and search for Rick, drag him in, set again the same expiry date to never, but he needs to be able to download the master files as they're coming in as DNx files, so they should be downloaded automatically. But he can also have direct upload, because he maybe has some editorial reviews he would like to share with the production later in the process. I'll just then press send, go to the use option. Since I cannot access Rick's email, I'm just gonna copy it here, the link, go over to the virtual workstation here and paste the link in. And now I have linked London with the, just need to type in the two-factor. So now all the workflow here is set up. So just need to select which folder we should select as the download settings. So we can change the download folder here. It's on the desktop app. Hold the line, press select folder, and enable auto download, meaning that any file that comes into the RGates folder up here will be downloaded automatically in London on the editorial computer. Press save. So just to review where we are, we have the hold the line here folder that has been linked to the London folder and to my local folder here. So if I export to files into the day one folder here, they will be uploaded to RGates and downloaded in London. So now I'm just going to open Silverstack and make the export. See if we can see. Here's the files. I'll go into transcode, select individual clips. Here you can see which clips I've selected. Go continue. And this is where you can set up the file name. They have a wildcards here where you can build up your file name with the metadata. And it is this metadata RGates can extract, and you can make it searchable on the share links, and we can display them as burn-in metadata on the proxy previews. And I have selected the Silverstack hold the line production day one as the path. Press OK, and I'll just click here for file names. I've selected the DNxHD36 codec, and I'll just start rendering. So Silverstack is now starting to process, and it's going to take a bit because my computer is not so fast. And here you can see that the files are getting ready. And if we open the desktop app on my local computer, I'm just going to minimize Silverstack as we don't need that. And you can see the three places the source are coming from my local computer here. It's monitored by the desktop app, which is starting to upload the files now. And you can see that they're coming into RGates very soon. The day folder has been automatically created. Files have been uploaded. And over here in London, they will be downloaded very shortly. They're starting to download now. And we can then click on a file in RGates and see that the file is on its way. And yeah, RGates will start creating the proxy preview. So you can see one desktop app here locally is uploading, and the one in London is downloading. And at the same time, when the proxy previews are ready, we can use those to send out the dailies to the production. And I can do that now by going to the line here, press share, and I'm just going to send an email to myself. If the folder was shared already with the production, anyone who has access to the folder would get a notification email automatically that new files are ready. So I'm just going to send an email to myself, and from the use options I can copy this and put it into another tab here, and you can see how the production will look like. How the share links for the production will look like. So you have the day one folder here, and there's the audio files. If we have one for that's generating proxy previews, and maybe it's difficult to see, but I've actually added the metadata into the top here. So if you like, you can then have that burned into. So here's the shot was scene 1, scene 3, 5, 4. But this is not burned into the DNX file, of course. It's only burned into the proxy preview. So it's really a neat way to do two jobs at the same time. And you can see that it's done now uploading, as file has been uploaded to Arca, it's shared out for reviewing, and you have been the editorial files has been downloaded in London, all in one go, fully automatically, including two-factor authentication and metadata. Thank you very much.